What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Will Cotchery with another episode of the Sports Binge, the program where you get relaxed and get informed. So glad you could join me for yet another episode, and we're just going to continue with the free agency stuff. Yet another wild day. In just a matter of roughly 12 hours, the NFC South is now the most compelling division in the National Football League right now. Let's start off with the obvious. Tom Brady to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That was pretty shocking to me. Honestly, I know there were some rumblings. I know Bruce Arians really said that he would love to see Tom Brady in the Bucs uniform. But earlier this offseason, I projected that Teddy Bridgewater would become the Buccaneers' newest quarterback to replace Jameis Winston. And I'm going to put a link to that in the description box of those points that I made in regards to that projection. But Tom Brady, I feel like even though he's at the end of his career, 42 years old, he's going to be a smarter decision maker, obviously way more smarter decision maker than Jameis Winston. Even though he doesn't have the physical tools, especially at this stage of his career, he has the weapons to really withstand his physical limitations at this point. With Mike Evans, you got the Pro Bowl wide receiver tandem, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. You have Rashard Perriman. You still have very young, talented tight ends with Cameron Brate and O.J. Howard. And, of course, you still have running backs Peyton Barber, Ronald Jones. They have a quality pieces on that offense. Their offense is really underrated league-wide. I think we talk so much about Kansas City and New Orleans, and rightfully so. But what Tampa Bay, the front office, has done on offense the last several years it should be noted that they've done an amazing job, and they should get more credit for that. And really this move, even though it was shocking to me, it just really reiterated my point that I said several weeks back about, when I posted a video about Teddy Bridgewater would make Tampa instant contenders, a lot of people said I was delusional. I didn't know what I was talking about when I posted that video. But it goes to show you, it really made me laugh because, and I tweeted this about this a while back, that the Buccaneers fans' loyalty to Jameis Winston was just embarrassing and laughable. The guy is extremely talented, don't get me wrong, but those turnovers, you can't win games consistently in the National Football League when you turn the ball over that much. You just put your team in such difficult positions time in and time out. So their loyalty to this guy was just alarming to me. I just thought it was comical. But and it just goes to show you that they're not going to care because they got Tom Brady now. It just goes to show you that, I mean, you have to move on at some point. And I applaud for Tampa Bay for doing that. That would be interesting to see where Jameis Winston ends up, but I think it was just, the writing was on the wall to me. Now, speaking of Teddy Bridgewater, he didn't go to the Panthers. I mean, he didn't go to the Bucs, but he went to another NFC South team, the Carolina Panthers, on a 3-year deal worth $63 million. So obviously that means he's going to ultimately replace Cam Newton, who, on a side note, didn't ask for the trade. The team announced that they were going to trade him, but he didn't ask for it. So, they have a lot of disconnect between the two parties right there. But as far as Teddy Bridgewater, they're going to get a very high-quality veteran quarterback who's still young and really in his prime years of his life, especially in his football life. And it's going to be a huge addition to that franchise, a really steady force who's not going to turn the ball over. Obviously, he doesn't have the same physical gifts as Cam Newton, especially when he's healthy, but he's not going to technically lose you games. And when you have guys like DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel, and you have Christian McCaffrey, of course, all-pro player in the backfield, he still has some pieces to work with. So it's, he's not going to be without. And obviously doesn't have Michael Thomas or Alvin Kamara, but he still has the requisite enough pieces, competent pieces, to help him succeed in Carolina. So it's going to be really interesting to see what he accomplishes. I feel like that year under Drew Brees and Sean Payton really served him well, just to really prove himself worthy of that type of long-term commitment from a franchise. And I'm so happy for him because he really worked so tirelessly to get back. Such a great team player. No off-the-field issues. You're not going to have any drama with him. So Teddy Bridgewater deserves everything he's getting right now. And, of course, this is, obviously from yesterday with Drew Brees re-signing on the 2-year, $50 million deal. No surprise there. He's going to finish his career out in New Orleans. They just continue just to really get back. Hopefully they don't run into bad luck in the playoffs again if they do make it again next year. And, of course, Matt Ryan's still in the division. former MVP. They got rid of Austin Hooper, but they have another one of the tight ends. I want to say Hayden Hurst from Baltimore. So you're gonna have him on a rookie deal along with Julio and Calvin Ridley. Still have pieces there, but when you have a veteran quarterback who knows what he's doing, it's not going to drastically affect him, especially when you have a elite wideout in Julio. So really, I always felt that the NFC South was just one of the more underrated divisions in the league for the longest time, because it was an unpredictable division, considering that one year the team that finished, there was a stretch in time where the team that finished last in the division, they finished first the following season, and up until 2014, at the time, the 12 or 13 year history of the division, there was no repeat champion for the first decade plus. But now, granted, I understand, because all the teams are they're either young or they're historically unsuccessful, which they all are. So compared to like NFC East teams like Philly and Dallas and the Giants and Redskins, who all have Super Bowl pedigree, even if, like, for Philadelphia, they still went to 5 NFC Championship games before winning that Super Bowl. So, and they're on national television all the time because of the rich history for those franchises. So I can understand a little bit, but I always felt the NFC South was just criminally underrated for all the matchups, especially with the Saints and the Falcons, the physical and the high intensity matchups that we had on prime time, or even this regional, local market television. But this right now, they're going to be the epicenter of the National Football League for the 2020 season, especially at least in the off season. Tom Brady, you have 2 of the Mount Rushmore quarterbacks, future first ballot Hall of Fame quarterbacks in the same division, and you have another guy who's going to be in Matt Ryan is going to he's going to have serious consideration for Canton, Ohio. So when his career is all said and done, so it's all going to be an exciting year for the NFC South division. You guys need to take note, because it's going to be drama. Drew Brees and Tom Brady twice a year. Man, they're going to flex those games on national television. But it's going to be exciting, guys. So I just want to stop in and give my 2 cents on the revamped NFC South division. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this and all my YouTube videos to spread the word and to spread the reach. You guys have a blessed night and be well.